Today, we are excited to celebrate our spring 2022 graduates. As one of the Associate Deans in the College of Education, I applaud you for choosing this selfless profession and am confident that you will represent Appalachian State University well. Joining me today is Rebecca Sailors, Director of Marketing, Communications, and Engagement in the College of Education. She will be assisting as we recognize the finalists. We would now like to recognize a special group of students who are our finalists for Appalachian State University's 2021-22 Student Teacher of the Year. We are celebrating 279 students who have completed a rigorous teacher preparation program and who we are now sending out into their own classrooms. As we celebrate the accomplishments of all of our graduates, we want to recognize our 2021-22 Student Teacher of the Year finalists. These students were nominated by their clinical educators, university field supervisors, and/or faculty members. They then submitted a collection of materials to be considered for this award and went through a competitive process to become a finalist. We will start with our fall 2021 finalists. All of these students graduated in December of this academic year. First is KINSEY CRABB. KINSEY CRABB was a choral music education major. She completed her student teaching with Tanya Smith at Elkin High School in Elkin City Schools. KINSEY is currently the choral director and general music educator at North Wilkes Middle School in North Wilkesboro. She is passionate about teaching and building strong relationships with students. KINSEY is an advocate for the whole child, and this includes the wonderful and diverse cultures represented in the classroom. As KINSEY stated, her experience as a clinical intern was rewarding, insightful, and an invaluable part of not only my teaching and professional career, but also my life. I've learned crucial skills, strategies, and methods that have helped shape me into the educator that I am today.
Next is Lydia DANCY. Lydia was a career and technical education major with a concentration in family and consumer science. She completed her student teaching with Laura Telling at South Iredell High School and Iredell Statesville Schools. The day after graduating, Lydia began as the family and consumer science teacher at South Iredell High School. According to Lydia, quote, when it comes to teaching, you have to be able to communicate with students, parents, other teachers, and administrators. I love teaching CTE classes because it teaches hands-on skills that are important for life and allow students to be creative when learning these things. I like to give students hands-on projects and ensure they do cooking labs every week, all allowing them to be creative.
Our next finalist is Jordan Dennison. Jordan Dennison was an elementary education major with a concentration in diverse studies. She completed her student teaching with Carly Mize at Green Valley School in Watauga County. At the beginning of 2022, Dennison was named Green Valley School's Title I Math Interventionist, where she provides services to students in grades K through 8. Jordan stated she is honored to even be considered for this title of Student Teacher of the Year. Throughout her student teaching semester, Jordan realized that students are resilient. She found that students are hungry to learn, and it pushed her to deliver effective instruction every single day. The thing she loves most about being a teacher is that she gets to witness every single day the resiliency of elementary age students.
The next finalist is Margie Westcott. Margie was a history social studies education major with a minor in psychology. She completed her student teaching with Brendan Murray at Charles E. Jordan High School in Durham Public Schools. Margie was offered a full-time position at Charles E. Jordan High School teaching American history. Margie states that making history fun and engaging for teenagers every day is not for the faint of heart. In addition, leadership is a huge part of teaching, and she works to be both a leader in and out of the classroom. Student teaching was the hardest thing Margie had ever done, but she would not exchange the experience for anything in the world. It has made her a more confident and capable person and a teacher she is proud to be.
Now we will recognize our spring 2022 finalists. All of these students are graduating this semester. First is David Childers. David Childers is a career and technical education major with a concentration in business, marketing, and entrepreneurship education. He completed his student teaching with Billy Baker at St. Stephen's High School in Catawba County. After graduation, he will continue in his current position as an exceptional children's teacher assistant in the Catawba County schools. According to David, the most important skill is that I listen to what the students have to say. As educators, we do not know what the students go through when they leave the school's campus. Being a student teacher is an all-day job. I must be a leader all day. When out in public, I must lead by example in the way I act, speak, and behave.
Next is Mary Alice FAUNCE. She is an elementary education major and completed her student teaching with Whitney Rumfeld at Rutherford Elementary School in Rutherford County Schools. After graduating, Mary Alice will begin exploring options for starting her own business related to tutoring and providing opportunities in local schools for gifted youth programs. She has learned to adapt her teaching to her students' interests and instructional needs. She offers what she calls, quote, spontaneous differentiation throughout the day. Mary Alice collaborated with her clinical educator and a parent deployed in Italy to plan a surprise reunion for one of their students. She brought the child's father to campus in the school mascot suit. Mary Alice stated that it was a very fun project, and she was so thankful for the opportunity to collaborate with teachers and parents in such a fun and fulfilling way.
Our next finalist is Bevin Hunter. Bevin Hunter is a special education general curriculum major. She completed her student teaching with Corey Braxton at Watauga High School in Watauga County Schools. Bevin will be continuing at Appalachian, pursuing a Master of Arts in Special Education, along with graduate certificates in autism and emotional behavioral disorders. Ms. Braxton, her clinical educator, said Bevin is the most talented and compassionate teacher she has ever had the privilege to work with. She also shared that Bevin has not only impacted the lives of our students, but also of mine as a teacher. Bevin, a first-generation college student, stated she has always appreciated education for the blessing it is throughout various internships, volunteering, private tutoring, her own difficulties with school, and the student teaching experience. Her appreciation for education has evolved into a mission of understanding, welcoming, and respecting each student's unique qualities, backgrounds, abilities, and learning styles. She feels strongly that education is a right to all, and with intentional planning, instruction, rapport, and support, each student can grow.
Next is Kat Keith. Kat is a history social studies education major with a minor in music. She completed her student teaching with Joseph Smith at Holly Springs High School in Wake County Public School System. As an accelerated admission student, Kat will transition to a full-time graduate student in the Master of Arts in History program after graduation. Kat believes in getting to know her students. When she sees that one of her students is involved in a sporting event or other activities, she will go to the event and ask them about it. An assistant principal at Holly Springs High School wrote that Ms. Keith has an extensive content knowledge base and is able to make meaningful connections for students with pop culture references or simple associations. Not only does Ms. Keith carry a lot of content knowledge, but she is extremely apt at building relationships with students.
The next finalist is Madison SHULL. Madison SHULL is a biology secondary education major. She completed her student teaching with John Sullivan at Bunker Hill High School in Catawba County Schools. After graduation, Madison will most likely be exploring her passions for medical lab research, medical marketing, or teaching science at the high school level next fall. Madison is beyond grateful and honored for the opportunity to be nominated for Student Teacher of the Year at Appalachian State. Madison's student teaching experience has expanded her experiences and knowledge on how to become a great teacher. Her clinical educator stated that Ms. Shull has a supportive, respectful, and friendly rapport with the students. The students immediately took to Ms. Shull upon her arrival because she genuinely shows that she cares about each student.
Next is Cassidy Upton. Cassidy is an art education major with a minor in family and consumer science. She completed her student teaching with Robin Bias at Patton High School and Burke County Schools. While seeking full-time employment, Cassidy plans to continue substitute teaching. Upon reflection of her student teaching experience, Cassidy feels prepared and optimistic starting in her own classroom. She has learned a great deal of knowledge that has allowed her to build confidence in her teaching abilities. Cassidy stated her student teaching experience has served as a source of inspiration to begin her career as an art educator.
The final candidate is Mason Walker. Mason Walker is a choral music education major. He completed his student teaching with Sarita Gusley at Apex Friendship High School in Wake County Public School System. After graduation, Mason hopes to work as a choral director at the middle or high school level. Mason said his student teaching experience has taught him many things about himself, his musicianship, and his teaching. To embrace diversity in the classroom, Mason has planned conversations that discuss the meaning of the song text and how each student relates their personal experience to the text. His clinical educator stated that Mason has fast pacing, is energetic, and has a true passion for helping other students. He is a person who genuinely cares about the success of students and will work hard to make sure they reach their full potential. Mason's university supervisor referred to him as a natural teacher and passionate about his craft.
Let's recognize all of our finalists one more time. Congratulations to all of them on an exceptional job in student teaching.
The recipient of the Student Teacher of the Year Award will advance to the state level to represent Appalachian State University. The North Carolina Student Teacher of the Year Award is sponsored by the North Carolina Association for Colleges and Teacher Educators, also known as NCACTE. At the annual Fall Forum, NCACTE will recognize an elite group of student teachers from each of its member institutions and name the 2021-2022 North Carolina Student Teacher of the Year. Legislators, educational professionals, and members of the media will be invited to raise awareness of the great work member institutions are doing in producing quality teacher candidates for North Carolina public schools. This award is an opportunity to recognize our best and brightest teacher education candidates and to share the good work of NCACTE institutions and school partners with a broader audience. We are proud to have one of our graduates represent Appalachian State University. And now, along with Dr. Melba Spooner, Dean of the Wright College of Education, it is my distinct honor to announce the 2021-22 Student Teacher of the Year. BEVIN Hunter. BEVIN Hunter will move forward to represent Appalachian State University at the state level. We are very proud of BEVIN and know she will represent us well. Congratulations, BEVIN. I want to personally take a moment to thank the faculty members and the Student Teacher of the Year Committee who helped us select these finalists and ultimately our Student Teacher of the Year. A lot of time and effort went into this process. Again, congratulations to BEVIN Hunter, our finalists, and all of our graduates and their families.